You know, there's something truly special about this time in our lives. The kids are grown, the hectic rush of work is behind us, and we finally have the freedom to focus on what really matters, our happiness. But let me ask you this. Have you ever woken up feeling like the days are slipping by without much joy? Maybe you've caught yourself thinking, is this all there is? Well, I'm here to tell you, it doesn't have to be that way. Happiness isn't just something that happens to us. It's something we can cultivate every single day. And the best part? It doesn't require big, dramatic changes. Small, simple habits can make all the difference. That's why today, we're talking about 5 daily habits to boost happiness after 65. Find joy in every moment. These are practical, easy-to-follow steps that can help you feel more fulfilled, more connected, and yes, even more energetic. So let's dive in. Habit number 1. Start your day with gratitude. You probably heard the saying, gratitude turns what we have into enough. And there's a reason it's such a timeless piece of wisdom. When we take just a few moments each morning to appreciate the good in our lives, it sets the tone for the entire day. Here's how you can do it. When you wake up, before you even get out of bed, think of 3 things you're grateful for. It could be as simple as the warmth of your blankets, the sound of birds outside your window, or the fact that you have another day to enjoy life. Now, I know some mornings might feel tougher than others. Maybe you didn't sleep well, or your joints are a bit achy. But even on those days, there's always something to be thankful for. And when you make this a habit, you'll start noticing more and more little joys throughout your day. Habit number 2, move your body in a way that feels good. I'm not going to tell you to start running marathons or lifting heavy weights, unless that's what you love. The key here is to find movement that feels good for you. Maybe it's a gentle morning stretch, a leisurely walk around the neighborhood, or even dancing to your favorite old tunes in the living room. Movement isn't just about keeping our bodies healthy. It's a happiness booster. When we move, our bodies release endorphins, those wonderful little chemicals that help us feel happier and more relaxed. And it doesn't have to be intense or exhausting. Even just 10 or 15 minutes a day can make a world of difference. So, think about what kind of movement brings you joy. Maybe it's gardening, swimming, or even chair yoga. The important thing is that it leaves you feeling energized, not drained. Now, let's talk about another habit that's close to my heart, one that's all about connection. Habit number 3, reach out to someone every day. As we get older, it's easy to let days, or even weeks, go by without really connecting with others. But here's the thing, humans are wired for connection. Even if you consider yourself an introvert, believe me, I get it. A little bit of meaningful interaction can lift your spirits in ways you might not expect. This doesn't have to be a long, deep conversation, unless you want it to be. It could be as simple as calling an old friend, chatting with a neighbor over the fence, or even leaving a kind comment for someone online. And if you're thinking, but what if I don't have many people to reach out to? That's okay. There are so many ways to build new connections. Local community centers, hobby groups, or even volunteering can open doors to wonderful friendships. The beauty of this habit is that it's a two-way happiness boost. When you brighten someone else's day, you automatically brighten your own. Now, we've covered 3 powerful habits so far. Starting the day with gratitude, moving your body, and connecting with others. But there are 2 more that can truly transform your daily happiness. And we'll explore those next. So, take a moment today to try one or all 3 of these habits. Notice how they make you feel. And remember, happiness is a destination. It's a journey we create one small step at a time. Isn't it amazing how the simplest things can bring us the most joy? A warm cup of tea, the laughter of a grandchild, or even the quiet satisfaction of a day well spent. Happiness really is in the little things, isn't it? Now, earlier we talked about starting your day with gratitude, moving your body in a way that feels good, and reaching out to someone each day. Those habits alone can make a big difference in how you feel. But there are 2 more habits I want to share with you. Practices that can add even more joy and meaning to your daily life. Habit number 4, engage your mind with something meaningful. Our minds thrive on curiosity and engagement, no matter our age. Have you ever noticed how time seems to fly when you're absorbed in a good book, working on a puzzle, or learning something new. That's because when we challenge our brains in enjoyable ways, it doesn't just keep us sharp, it fuels our happiness. Now, this doesn't mean you have to go back to school or tackle something complicated, unless you want to. It's about finding activities that light up your mind in a way that feels fulfilling. Maybe it's finally picking up that paintbrush you haven't touched in years. Try your hand at gardening, or even listening to a fascinating podcast while you relax. One of my favorite examples is my friend Margaret. At 72, she decided to learn how to play the piano, something she'd always wanted to do but never had time for. At first, she told me she felt a little silly, fumbling through simple tunes. But now, she plays for half an hour every morning, and the joy it brings her is priceless. The key here is to choose something that interests you, not because you should do it, but because it delights you. And remember, it's never too late to start something new. Habit number 5, end your day with reflection, not regret. How we end our day is just as important as how we start it. Too often, we lie in bed at night replaying what went wrong, the things we didn't get done, the moments we wish had gone differently. But what if, instead, we took a few minutes to reflect on the good that happened? Here's a simple way to do it. Before you turn out the light, ask yourself 2 questions. What's one good thing that happened today? What's one small win I can celebrate? Your good thing could be anything. A phone call with a loved one, a beautiful sunset, or even just a moment when you felt at peace. And your small win? Maybe you took a walk when you didn't feel like it, tried a new recipe, or simply made yourself laugh with a silly thought. This habit isn't about ignoring life's challenges. We all have those. It's about balancing the scales, making sure we give just as much attention to the good as we do to the tough stuff. Over time, this shifts our whole perspective, helping us notice and appreciate the joy that's already woven into our days. Now, we've covered all 5 habits: gratitude, movement, connection, mental engagement, and reflection. But before we wrap up, I want to share something important. Host leans in slightly, speaking gently but earnestly. These habits aren't about adding more to your to-do list. They're about weaving little moments of joy into the life you're already living. Some days you might do all 5. Other days, just 1 or 2. And that's perfectly okay. Happiness isn't about perfection. It's about presence. So, as you go about your week, I encourage you to try these habits in whatever way feels right for you. Notice how they make you feel. And most importantly, be kind to yourself along the way. Host smiles warmly, holding up their cup of tea in a small toast. Here's to finding joy in the everyday. You know, as I've gotten older, I've come to realize something beautiful. Happiness isn't about chasing big, dramatic moments. It's about collecting tiny sparks of joy, like little treasures, throughout our days. And the best part? Those sparks are all around us, just waiting to be noticed. We've talked about 5 simple habits. Starting the day with gratitude, moving in ways that feel good, connecting with others, engaging our minds, and ending the day with reflection. Each one is like a gentle nudge, steering us toward more joy, more fulfillment. But today, I want to leave you with one last thought. The real secret to making these habits stick. The power of small beginnings. Change doesn't have to be overwhelming. In fact, the smaller the step, the more likely we are to keep going. So if you're feeling inspired but not sure where to start, here's my advice. Pick just one habit. Just one. Maybe it's the one that feels easiest, or maybe it's the one that tugs at your heart the most. For example, if gratitude speaks to you, try this. Keep a little notebook by your bed, and each morning, write down one thing you're thankful for. No pressure to fill a page, just one sentence. Over time, you might find yourself noticing more and more blessings in your life without even trying. Or if movement feels right, start with a 5-minute stretch when you wake up. Just 5 minutes. No fancy equipment, no strict routine. Just listening to your body and giving it the gift of gentle motion. The key is to make it so simple that it feels almost effortless. Because when we succeed in small ways, we build confidence. And that's what leads to lasting change. A gentle reminder. Now, I know some days will feel easier than others. There might be mornings when gratitude feels hard to find, or evenings when reflection slips your mind. And that's okay. This isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up for yourself again and again with kindness and patience. Think of these habits like tending a garden. Some days, you'll water the plants and pull a few weeds. Other days, you might just sit and enjoy the blooms. Both are valuable. Both matter. Your happiness matters. If there's one thing I hope you take away from this, it's this: you deserve joy, not just on special occasions, but every single day. And sometimes the simplest habits, the ones that cost nothing but a few moments of attention, are the ones that light up our lives the most. So, as you go forward, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these habits resonated with you the most? Have you already tried one and noticed a difference? Share your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one, and they truly inspire me. And if you found this helpful, why not pass it along? Share it with a friend who might need a little boost, or save it for yourself for those days when you need a gentle reminder. Thank you for spending this time with me. Remember, happiness isn't a far-off destination. It's right here in the small, ordinary moments we so often overlook. Here's to finding them, cherishing them, and creating more of them every single day.